I think, yeah, it's supposed to be 2 minutes before. Eh,
Like the art of war, as they say, you need to know your enemy.
Hello, everyone. Welcome
Hello,
back.
Shireen. Apa
Hi,
khabar?
I am good. How are you?
Okay, but a little tired.
Oh, lots of work happening.
Yes, a lot of things busy, and I've developed a cough. I don't know. I just keep coughing, and coughing. Uh,
Same
so,
here. Like sandpaper in the throat,
mm,
right?
you
Let's
also have
see.
it. Okay, my
I also
God,
have it.
it's been so long. It feel like we have not had HRTV for like forever.
That's true. Actually, it feels quite long. Let's ask our audience also. With the haze and the hot weather, are all of you doing fine? If you all are, just put a thumbs up. We want to know that you all are doing great. But I'd like to welcome all of you back to HR TV, definitely your trusted online talk show, where we cover the latest in HR, workplace trends, and all things HR and talent. So if you're tuning in for the very first time, we're definitely thrilled to have you on board. And if you're a returning viewer, you always come back for our shows. We'd like to welcome you back to our HR TV family. Thanks for always supporting us. Today, we're exploring a really exciting topic called careerpreneurship, which is owning your own career like a startup. All of you are like, I'm sure you have tons of questions to ask our speaker today, and so we are also excited to be bringing her up later. So think of it as giving your career the same energy, strategy, and innovation as though you're building a thriving business. So when you're working in your own job, right, you are the business owner of your own area that you are working in. Um, I assure you, you'll be walking away with valuable insights, fresh perspectives, and practical tips you can start applying right away at your workplace. So pour yourself a cup of coffee or bring yourself your lunch right in front of the screen. Get comfortable and let's jump into the session. You definitely won't want to miss. I assure you of that. Isn't it, Kojit?
That's correct. And we have quite a number of people, our friends telling hello to us. Nur Fatiha, Nur Anissa, Joy, Tony, Ayu. Hayana, Nasbi, and Jasmine.
Hello. So nice to see all the some are very familiar faces, isn't
Hello,
it,
hello,
Ajit?
hello. Yes.
Hmm. All right, let's move
Okay,
on.
Shireen, for those who are tuning in for the first time, let me share a little bit about the show. Hashtag HR Intervents, commonly referred to as hashtag HRTV, is an online talk show presented by Compass Mind Asia, a renowned corporate training provider. And
Through Ajit. If any of you are a HR or L&D manager that's joining us today and you're planning to run your trainings, do drop us your training inquiries to training@compassmind.com. And I like to add also, if you are interested in being a speaker on our HR TV, drop me a PM too, and we'll slot you in because we love hearing from you and your expertise. Right, Ajit?
agreed. So, yes, yes, we welcome people. We welcome you to join us as well. And for those who are relatively new, in our previous episodes, we have engaged in various discussion revolving around HR, and we have covered quite a range of topics, including HR and also career development topics. In the past, we have also dwelled in fantastic topics. Among them are managing workplace burnout, the future of work, the art of conducting TNA, and many, many, many more, succession planning and whatnot. So we have all these episodes ready, recorded. Okay.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Ajit, poor thing, I can hear your voice a little bit. Okay,
Yeah, I
let's.
know. Suddenly it's irritating me. Oh my god! I need some water.
I know. See, I've got that kept next to me today. So, yeah, like Ajit was saying, we have many other topics we have run throughout, and we are actually in season 5. So, in case you missed any of the past episodes and wonder where you can find them, well, you can check them out on my YouTube channel, which is Shireen Kelly, to watch it at your own leisure time. Not now, not now, because we got an amazing session that's coming up. So the YouTube channel link is at the ticker below. And if you're wondering whether you're in the right place, right, it is lunch hour and you probably want to have your lunch, I can assure you, yes, you are. Because this show is for everyone, including HR managers, directors, C suites, business owners, or even job seekers. Trust me, you are definitely in for a treat today. Mm.
As always, we will want everyone to get interactive with us. This talk show is not about me, not about Shireen, it's about us. So we want you guys to also share with us where you are calling in from. Do drop a hello, do drop a emoji, do give us your comments, do say hi, and stay tuned for us throughout the day. So we will be going for doing this call for about an hour. Okay, if you haven't met me, my name is Ajit. I am a HR practitioner with 25 years of experience. And today with me, I have got Shireen. Shireen, you want to introduce yourself?
Oh, yeah. I'm Shireen Kelly, the managing director at Compass Mind Asia. And I'd like to welcome all of you to HR Intervention Season 5, Episode 8. Hey, let's
Welcome back,
welcome everyone.
everyone.
Yay. So nice to see more people joining us. There's Siobhan. Hi, Siobhan. Oh my God, I owe you a call. Yes, yes. Oh my God. Thanks for joining us. Siti Haniza, thanks for joining us today. Good afternoon. So, joining us today, let me tell you a little bit about this person. She's a remarkable leader in the world of human capital. Her name is Miss Shuhaibah Hurmuzan. She's a seasoned human capital leader with nearly 3 decades of experience across a wide range of industries and organizational contexts. Her career includes senior leadership roles in multi corporations across the manufacturing, electronics, R&D, and also retail sectors. So any of you from those sectors, let us know, as well as in financial institutions spanning both public listed companies and development finance institutions. She has successfully led regional portfolios across Asia Pacific and Southeast Asia, managing very complex and diverse workforces in dynamic market environments. Beyond her regional oversight, Ms. Shuhaibah brings a wealth of experience in supporting organizations through various stages of transformation, including the establishment of newly set up companies, mergers and acquisitions, and large scale right sizing and restructuring exercises. Her strategic business acumen, combined with her deep understanding of human capital in highly regulated and rapidly evolving industries, enables her to offer a balanced and insightful perspective to all of us who are present here today. So please help me welcome Shuhaibah with thumbs up and hearts. Woohoo! Welcome to HR
Welcome,
Team.
Shuhaibah.
We're so thrilled to have you with us today. My dear, I think you're muted.
Hi. Thanks, Shireen, Ajit. I always happy to be around Shireen because she always have that kind of energy that will actually, influence you as well. Yeah.
The buzzing energy.
Welcome. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah. I'm happy to join
Thank you.
anytime.
Yeah. It's a true honor to have you with us with so much of experience. Shireen was introducing, and I was like, oh, interesting. So we are going to hear a lot of interesting answers today. We are a bit excited to learn more, a little bit about your journey and also your perspective throughout the conversation. But before we dwell into today's topic, we would just want to get to know you a little bit more. Maybe you would like to share something about yourself. Maybe the audience would not know by now.
Okay. Um, just a quick one. I would say that, I'm a person who have lots of curiosity and I always want to learn. So basically being in HR, after quite some time, you tend to feel that, things are quite repetitive, the day in, day out, the same thing. So I think the best thing that you can do is to understand about the industry. So if you see which companies or industry that I worked before, is always from manufacturing. I moved to R&D and then I moved to retail and then I moved to insurance and then now I'm with development banking. So the only way for you to have different flavor about how human capital is by changing the landscape or ecosystem of the industry of the company, then you'll be able to learn more. So basically that's what I love to do, continue to learn, continue to acquiring new knowledge and also meeting up with different type of talents, in the industry that you can learn from them as well. Yeah.
Oh, I love that. It's like we learn from each other, isn't it? I mean, the younger generation also got so much to offer now, right? Yeah, with the new AIs and all coming in, there's so much that we can learn.
But Shireen, they have help. They use a lot of Chat GPT. Okay, my time.
Not like those days.
Yes, we have to do textbook reference. I still remember during my first degree, I did so much of translation from English to Bahasa to pass up my assignments.
Yeah,
but we
correct.
survive. But we survive, Ajit.
Correct. Go to library, borrow books and whatnot.
Yeah, those were the
Mm.
times. I mean, but yeah, we learned so much, and we actually used a lot more of our gray matter to pour out. And I think we did learn so much. I mean, not that the current generation is not learning so much, but there's so much of additional help now with
What?
the
Yeah,
chat
yeah,
GPTs and the deep seeks. Mm.
correct.
Yeah. Okay, let me just do a little bit introduction. But before that, Shu, thanks so much for the brief introduction about yourself. It's so nice to know that you're a very curious person. So
Yeah.
your curiosity sparks throughout the session. Derail us, and we'll see where we head after that. All right, I just do a little bit introduction about the show today, about the topic for today. In today's fast-changing job market, relying on the same roles for years is no longer a guarantee for success. So I got a question for you, Ajit. Your first job, how many years you were there?
4 years.
One for you,
Oh, my first job I last for 2 years.
2 years.
Yeah,
All
two
right.
years. Yeah.
Audiences, put in the number of years you have been in. You were in your first job.
Interesting.
And remote work and global competition shaping the workforce, we need to start thinking like CEOs of our own business, our own careers, right? That's when careerpreneurship is all about taking charge, staying adaptable, and creating your own opportunities. So today, we'll explore how to own your career like a startup and keep yourself ahead of the game. Without further ado, I'm excited to ask the first question to Shu. Wow. Siobhan says first job about 2 years. Okay, about. All right. My first job was easily, I think, 5 years. I think. Okay, Shu, are you ready for your first question?
Yes, please.
Awesome. All right. To start, how would you define careerpreneurship in your own words, and why is it such an important concept in today's world of work?
Okay. Thanks for the question, Shireen. Actually, I why this careerpreneurship come to my mind because there was an incident happened to me back in 1997, 1998. I think those people at my age and you guys may know what happened during the financial crisis, right? So I was actually out of job because the company closed down and the factory going to move to Mexico. And to make it worse, the announcement was made by the MD when I was on long medical leave due to chickenpox. And I got to know about the news from my staff saying that the company going to close down and we are all out of job. And I was like, oh my God, like, what I'm going to do, and I still have small children, with me. I need money. I have a commitment. So that is where I pivot time of me, where I start to feel that, wow, I need to plan. I cannot just feel that when I have a job, then that's it. We need to plan and ensure that what will be the plan B or plan C in case anything happen. So from careerpreneurship to me, it's just like you you have to treat your career like you are the founder of a startup. You take full ownership and make strategic decision and constantly adapt to market changes. So in career, there's a lot of things moving, evolve, in terms of what industry one, what is already obsolete, what is going to obsolete soon, in the next few years, so we need to take charge for it. Yeah. So like what happened now, people are talking about AI, where this is not known, I think maybe 10 or 20 years ago. So now AI become like part of us. It's nothing new. It's not new thing. It's already part of us, and if we don't get ready to it, we will just not in that pool of people that can be relevant to what the market is. So that is my definition of careerpreneurship. You be your own like founder or a startup.
Interesting. Very good. I like the part where you be your own. You create it to be like your own startup. Huh?
Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice. I think everybody should do that. I should have done that for my first job actually, many
Yeah.
years back.
Yeah.
Okay, since you mentioned it's supposed to be like a startup, how should we treat our careers, and what does it look like in practice
Yeah. Okay. I mean, like,
to
just
have a start,
imagine, like,
to manage a job?
yeah, yeah.
Mm.
Just imagine that we are the CEO and we have the product and services that is us, right? Just imagine that, So we have to reflect, what is our niche? What is our strength, our skill, what we are passionate about? And then you draw your roadmap, you set your goals, and the milestone, what age, which year that you want to achieve what, and then you start to look at how you can fit into the environment. So along the line, for example, previously we talked about planning 3 5 years, but sorry to say now, even though I plan for 1 year, I need to continue to tweak and make changes along the line. So how fast the things are moving now compared to those years when I'm still young, working in the industry. So then you have to know how to market your brand. For career, I would say that I normally will scroll LinkedIn to look for people. Seriously, I don't use recruiters anymore, but I look at people from LinkedIn. How I look at the person is based on what actually they posted in their page, and it has to be consistent, because if people are flip-flopping, one day they say this, another day they say that. So I found that, there is inconsistency, but you can see that individual, what they like and whether they have the same kind of values that you think will be good for you to hire this type of organization. Honestly, I did poke people in the LinkedIn saying that we have a job opening. Do you like to try? Yes, I did that, directly, even though I don't wait for my recruiters to do it. And then you need to know where to pivot. When things change, you need to plan. So you have to be ready. You must have the right skill set, you know, where you want to go. For I just give an example normally, like when you want to go for holiday, do you just pack your thing and just go to the airport? No, you will plan in terms of which season, if that location, there's a 4 season countries, which season I want to go, how many days I need. Do I need a local to a tourist guide? Do I can do DIY? So same goes to our career. You need to know where you want to go and what kind of support that you require and how you want to get ready yourself for that journey. So same goes to career. So to me, that is what you're talking about. As a startup, you become the CEO. You understand about the market. Same goes to us in our career. We must understand where the journey we want to go, whether we have what it takes to bring us there. I hope I
Mm.
answered the
Yeah,
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 that's
very much,
that's,
very much. I
that's a
like
really good one. And
yeah,
I'm sure a lot of people know that recruiters, I mean, not even recruiters, HR people looking for candidates in on LinkedIn, that you're actually scrolling through and seeing the kind of things that they write, because it reflects what's in their
yes,
mind, their
correct.
character. Yeah, so we have to be mindful of what we write. Some people just, what do they call it already? Like, let go a lot of anger in there.
Yes,
Uh,
yes.
yeah, we got to be
Yeah,
very.
I saw posting like, uh I'm regret joining this company, blah blah blah, and then you have all the list of company that on the side, like why you need to do that, for me, like, yeah, it's not, LinkedIn is not the right platform to throw that kind of anger to me, that it doesn't give a good impression about yourself. So if you are using LinkedIn to attract, you know potential employer, you must really put out something that people will value you as an individual. So that is most important. But too bad certain people just use that platform, to make certain comments, and I was like, oh my god.
Okay. If I were to see that, I would have had the same expression as you, Puan Shu. Is like,
Yeah.
oh my God. Yeah. In fact, I did get a call previously from someone and said, "Hey, one of your friends is actually venting." The word is venting, venting out on LinkedIn. I said, "I'm
Mm.
sorry, I really cannot do it because I got blocked by that person for advising." So the person didn't need advice. The person blocked me,
Too
and then
bad.
someone.
Too bad.
Yeah, how do you help someone? So very importantly, back to the point is we need to be mindful on what we put out, and we have to also be our online and offline presence have to be the same now. We don't pretend to be something online, just pretty and flowery, but when you go for the interview, it's all the other way around. So we
Yeah,
have to be online and offline presence. It has to equal the same. All
I
right.
totally agree. Yeah.
I got another question for you.
Yeah.
What mindset shifts are needed for someone to stop waiting for opportunities and start taking ownership of their own career journey?
Okay, interesting question. Because I remember I interviewed someone, and the person asked me, Puan, can you please tell me if I join this company, how fast I can get promotion? I said, oh, so to me that I told him that, you need to earn it. It's not for us to tell you that within what month, within what year, how long you need to be. I mean, you have to actually, I would say, demonstrate and showcase your capability. And of course, the promotion is just some sort, like, there's a way for you to move up in your career, but you need to own it, right? So
Right.
in this topic, I would say, you don't you don't wait for promotion. You have to create the opportunities. So I always tell the people, the young people, young graduates, say that, when you join a company, even at the during the internship, we have taken people for internship. During the internship, I'll say that you need to showcase your capability. There's quite a number of intern that end up become our employee because of what they actually demonstrate, and they really have the value and the kind of commitment that we believe that they belong to us. All right, so I think it's very important for especially the young graduates to understand that, don't take it like, I'm just executive, I'm just an officer, I'm still young, still long way to go. No, the first job is going to determine where you're going to go next. So basically, I would say from the day one you you arrive at that company, you have to start to plan what actually you want, how you're going to go about it. So basically, like, just like entrepreneur, you have to be opportunist, right? So whenever there's an opportunity for you to actually do extra or involve in certain project or any program, you should put your hands up and take it up. I believe that, sometime, in the meeting, if you ask question, I think Ajit also know, like HR people like here, who volunteer? I think everybody will look down and start to feel that, I said, nobody is listening or what, all right? People will start to look down and try to ignore it because they don't want to take it up because they're going to be extra work. So to me, that if you don't take it up, how are you going to tell the employee that you are able to do it? So to me, I advise young graduates, especially, or those that, in the early stage of their career, take it up. Don't be calculative. Don't care whether there's an extra allowance, will the salary increase or not, because the experience later on will move you where you want to go. The experience at work is something that you cannot buy from university. You cannot go to any institution and buy the experience. So this is where you have to take opportunity. So focus on the value you bring, not just a position. Because you need to go extra miles. I will use the word that, need to go extra mile. And also, I use it from fear to curiosity. Instead of fearing change, get curious about it, try to explore. That's what I did when I was in my first job. I continued to ask more and more things for me to do. And my boss said that, why are you? I said, I want to know more because, if I just do one part of it, how I'm going to progress. I need to learn, and because I want to be a generalist, so I need to know everything under HR. So basically, the idea is that you have to move from fear to curiosity, and from job title to become a value creator, and from employee mindset to an entrepreneur mindset. Yeah.
Mm, correct. I totally agree. I like the part where you move away from fear to curiosity, be more curious, wanting to know. Once you build curiosity, then automatically you will want to do more. You are willing to do more because of the curiosity.
Yeah.
I like that very much. I think that's spot on. Well said. Before we move on, I want the audience to also interact a little bit with us. Do put in your questions. Do put in your comments. Do put in your likes on things that we are talking about. Questions are welcome. If we have time, we will try to answer all your questions. So please do feel free to put your feedback in. And we have Ponsu with us with many years of experience. So let's us all pick on her. Let's us all ask whatever we can today. Okay. Moving on. Okay, Ponsu, for younger professionals who
Yeah.
feel a little uncertain, um, what's the first step that they can take to start owning their careers?
Okay. I Based on my experience, first you must have self-awareness. This is you. This is your journey. This is your life. They're your destiny. You have to take charge of it, not anyone else. Don't blame anyone else, your lecturer or your friend or your family matters, your cousin who actually asked you to take whatever courses. Now it's you to take charge. Ask what energizes me. Like for myself, I ask myself what energizes me. I love to be around people. That's the reason why in university I took degree in marketing. I'm not a
Mm,
HR person. My degree is in marketing. So to me, because I love that kind of interaction with people, I spot it. I identified that from very, very early stage that energized me. Then what do I want to learn? So when my first job at that time, because not many options at that time for me to move to marketing, because I have a small baby when I graduated. So I need to look for an office job. So I end up in human resource. At that time, they call personnel, not human resource, not human capital, just personnel department, right?
yeah, betul,
Yeah.
betul.
And I report to the head of finance, and the first job is to do payroll. Still remember, and the
Mm,
payroll software is SMPD. Maybe the company is no longer now in the market. So basically, then I start to say that, okay, I'm in HR now. What do I want to learn? So I learn from everyone in the company, to understand a bit more. And then I ask myself, where do I want to be in 3 or 5 years time? So there's a reason why my first job 2 years, because I got an opportunity to actually join a company, a new setup company. So where I have to do the employee handbook, I have to deal the government registration, so EPL, you just name it, all the statutory things. I feel that, oh, this is an opportunity. But you think that the second job will not take me in if I don't have enough, you know, background of HR. That's the reason why I told you just now that I keep on asking my boss, move me around the HR. I'll do everything from payroll, from recruitment, training, all sorts of things. And even I have to jaga the security guard, those days factory, So I take care of the security guard as well. Though their uniform, and it's a Japanese company, everyone using uniform. So I take care of that as well. So because of that, exposure is actually quite holistic. When you go for the second interview, the company feel that you understand the market, you understand about, how to run the operation. So that's the reason why after 2 years, I joined an American company, a new setup company, but I actually report to a HR director in Singapore at that time. Okay, so basically, you must have that self awareness. Ask what you like, what you love most. Then you have to pick one small action. maybe at that time I used my head of HR at that time as my mentor. So always, have that kind of engagement with someone who can assist you to develop that, the mindset of learning and acquiring knowledge. And then I also do enroll in a course. If the company don't pay for it, I use my own money and I enroll in the course, because at that time I know if the fastest I equip myself with the right knowledge and exposures, experience, that will be the best for me to move forward. So I also joined a professional community. That time they have this called, there's all these factories, actually HR has a community. We meet up every month. So I joined there as well in order to actually leverage on the information about HR related. So to me, ask yourself what energizes you, what do you want to learn, and what you want to be in the next 2 years, 3 years, 5 years from now.
Very good, very good.
Yeah, that's a great answer. It's like you asked for what can you do more? What can you do more? Because when you get to do more and learn more things, then as you grow higher in your career, also you will know which area you love the most.
Yep.
Yeah. So in conclusion, I think what you've said is when you are new in your career, be hungry.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very, very kiasu and gung ho at that time. Like everything you want to learn. In a meeting, I still remember my HR director told me that anyone have a question, but I'm not allowed Shu to ask, because she always asks question to the extent that he stopped me, because to me, no, because to me I was a marketing student and end up join a HR department. I have a lot of things that I don't
Lot of
know.
questions.
Correct. So, but if I just stay and hope somebody else will spoon feed me, I don't think it's going to work. Because that's why I say you have to take charge of your journey. There's no one else to be blamed if you are not moving, because that is your call.
Agree, agree.
Yeah.
That is so excellent. You brought up a very, very, very good point. Because sometimes what we learn is not something what we will pursue for the rest of our lives in our career. Like you said, you're marketing, and then now you're in HR. Ajit, computer science, correct? Computer
Yes.
science, right? And
Correct,
now
correct.
you just don't know where your career brings you, but if you're hungry, you will
Yeah.
know which journey you want to take eventually. Wow, that's powerful. Siobhan says, great tips shared here. Be mindful of our intentions and what we publish online. Don't wait for promotions. Create the opportunity. Yay! Very well summarized, isn't it, Guanshu? Um, okay. I have another question. What are the most common mistakes employees make when planning their career?
You have to be realistic. Okay, don't over plan but no execution, because sometimes you keep on planning everything, you jot down, but nothing move. So
Mm.
just do a small step, just try, don't wait, and don't follow people, and unless you really know what you want. Okay, so you will continue to analyze, and nothing is actually will surface. So and then chasing titles over growth. Like a lot of people say that, oh, my friend is already senior executive, is already manager, and you also like excited want to be like them. So to me, that go on your own pace. Different people have different pace and opportunity. So even though you want to move to a managerial role or maybe higher role, ensure that you equip yourself first, because if not, there will be a career suicidal. Seriously, I've seen a lot of people that most likely like over thinking about that they deserve to be. And I think in the past we also in HR, I would say that we look at individual that perform well, we promote, and the person will not able to continue in the new role because the readiness is not there. They are good in what they are doing now, but they may not have the right skill set for the next job. So basically making sure that you equip yourself to the kind of the right skill set before you take up another role, because you do not want to have a failure later on where you've been promoted, for example, or move to another job. Another mistake is that they ignore the market trends. Continue to work, like not really understand about, like, is the industry I work now will become obsolete or redundant soon? Like, and then you don't have that career plan. When I was in a manufacturing company back then, I actually always have this kind of interaction with people in MIDA. So roughly I know what kind of investment that Malaysian actually coming in, that they're offering for incentive. So at that time I was told that, labor incentive type of industry will soon not priority anymore. They are looking more of capital incentive kind of, capital intensive type of business, because at that time we are struggling to get workers for the factory, and more reliance on Indonesian workers, maybe from other countries in Southeast Asia, and that costs a lot more for the company due to the levy, the facilities like accommodation, those things. So when that information came to me, I found that, I cannot continue, like, working in the factory. That is where I moved to retail. Quickly moved to retail because I'm just worried. But true enough, after I left the organization, the manufacturing company, 2 years after I left, they actually sold off. They sold the company to another entity. So basically, you cannot ignore the market trends. You have to understand whether the organization that you work with, how long they will last, and whether they are moving to a different kind of, environment. And also lack of self-reflection. You don't really check on what truly matters to you. We need to really, because certain people they would like to work where, it's just an office time, 8 to 5, no traveling near home, all these things. So that is actually individual. So that's why I say that we need to take charge of our journey. Not everything that is good that maybe can blend well with our personal or our domestic requirement. So to me, when I say that I was a marketing student, but I cannot work in marketing at that time because marketing required, like around the clock traveling, weekend working, and I have a daughter at that time. So that's why I moved. So you need to really understand about what really works for you. So to summarize, don't overplan. Just get started. At least you incrementally move the needle. Don't chase for the
Yep.
title, but chase for your growth, because the title will come automatically when you have the right skill set. Don't ignore the market trends, and also continue to do self-reflection.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay, very true, very true. I like that very much. Don't chase the title. Very good, very good. It will come once you have your skill. Well said,
Yes.
well said.
Yes.
Okay, we have a question from Siobhan. What are your top 3 tips for managers/leaders promoting their team members?
So if I understand this question correctly, it's actually is a advice to the leaders for them to, what is the tip for them to promote their team members, right? Okay, so to me,
Yeah.
that first and foremost, you have to, if the organization, you must know the job size of that particular function. Some function, the highest is just assistant manager for whatever is it. So
Mm.
you cannot be promoting people when their job size is actually not matched. So in my experience, each function in the box, in the org chart, they have their job size. The job size means that what's the highest that function can go. Is it to senior manager? Is it to VP, AVP, senior EVP? That is the first thing you have to ask yourself. So don't simply promote people because the person is actually very hardworking. The person perform well. The person been long in the company. No, don't ever do that. because you as a leader, we need to balance between the task being delivered accordingly and also the budget, the affordability, and the cost to the organization. We are equally responsible for both. So to me, first look at the job size before you promote. Is the job size allow you to promote that person to higher level? Because like for example, I give you a easy example, receptionist. You know, our receptionist, the highest job site is just executive level or officer level. That's it. The receptionist will not go senior receptionist or assistant manager receptionist or manager. No, that is the highest. That is the job size. So first determine the job size. What is the function that maximum can go, and then making sure that that is a second. Make sure that the person is ready. So my experience, we don't promote people, but we test them when they're doing the current job. So basically, let's say, for example, we want to promote the person maybe next year for manager level. We start to already involve the individual in a bit of that managerial kind of task, just to make sure that is he or she okay with it. Because when you certain people, they are individual contributor. When you move them to the next job, there are people under them. Sometimes they have a bit of problem. Everything they want to do on their own. I've seen that, because they don't trust people. They say that, oh, my team is so slow, everything. So then it defeat the purpose. So the transition, the journey between individual contributor to a people manager, we need to really plan for them to ensure that they will be successful in their new role. So to me, then of course, after they're already in the new role, you have to continue to do that mentoring, coaching, and support, because you are the one who decided to move them. You'll be partly accountable to ensure they can really, do well in that new job. So I hope I answer Siobhan's question.
Agree. I think that's spot on. Understanding the job size first and look at the competency. Very good,
Yeah.
very good. Thank you very much. Okay, next, moving on. How can someone create a career path that functions like a business plan? Can you recommend any tools or method to be used?
Okay, so it's up to individual, but something simple, like when we do business plan, like you must have your long-term goal. For myself, I keep on telling, because when I remember I told you that I mixed around with all those HR practitioners when I was in that state. I look at them, they are all CHRO at that time. Oh no, all these bosses, and I was just like still young, still starting up my HR. I keep on saying that, oh, one day I will become like them. But when you have that goal, you start to see what it takes for me to be there.
Yeah.
And how my journey will be. So do a bit of like market research, like what is in demand, what role excite you. You have to match between what the industry want and what you are capable to do, whether that is actually aligned or not. And I did my own SWOT analysis. I look at my strength, I look at my area that I need to improve, I look at the opportunity, and also the threats around me. So I was actually, my first job is in Negeri Sembilan, I would say. Then I moved to KL, and a lot of people say that you stay in Seremban, you work just 10 minutes away, why you move to KL? And you have a long journey. To me, that because I know what I want. And if I
Yeah.
continue to stay in Negeri Sembilan, I will not get what I want. So basically, you must be very clear. You have to do your own SWOT analysis about yourself, just like an entrepreneur, like business plan. I believe that all of us, even though we are in HR, we involve in the company business plan. Typically, standard people use that SWOT. Maybe now they extend to other, like sustainability, ESG kind of thing. But the basic one, understand about your strength, your weaknesses, your opportunity, and your threats, and try to map it with the industry that you want to go. Because to me, there's always a price to pay for myself, because I want to learn something new. I want to involve in different industry. The thing that I need to sacrifice, I need to commute long hours from my home at that time. But that is my call. I decide. So that's my call. So same goes to, like you say, like a company, like a startup. If you have a shop in KL and you want to venture out nationwide and you want to go to Sabah Sarawak, you need to have a plan. So same goes to career. When you are at junior level, you want to go to middle manager and then you want to go to senior manager. There is a journey where you need to get ready yourself. You need to equip yourself so that people will recognize and people will see that you have that value and you have that strength capability to move on that. So to
Agree.
me, that's why. Yeah.
Any tools or any methods that can be used?
Okay, now people use chat gpt, right? You can use
Yes,
chat
very
gpt
much.
brainstorming and feedback. But to me, minimum, you can use that. No, there's a lot of things like LinkedIn. They have all these tool as well if you pay for that. And now the new one that just Kasuma just launched under Talent Corp, my
Mm.
mahe. I registered that. So when I registered in my mahe, interestingly, when you start to put in, they tell me what additional skill set that I required. So I mean, people can try to go to my mahe and start to fill up the information. They will come up with a report in terms of, if you want to be in that role, what actually you required. So it's very interesting. I'm not so sure whether Shireen and Ajit, you have tried that, but I went to my mahe and just registered because it's just newly launched. I would say that
Nice.
that platform will expand. Yeah. But
Hmm.
individual is out what works for you. Sometimes it's very difficult to say that this tool or what tools, but what for you is more of reflection.
You
Reflection and continue to align to the journey where you want to go. Mean, stay alert, like having that kind of health check ongoing. Don't ignore things around you, because that will directly or indirectly will impact the journey that you want to go.
Hmm. That's true. That's a
Okay,
great
well said.
reflection also. Yeah, very well said. In fact, I picked up one important thing that you said. You came out from PD from Strumban
Yep.
and came to KL to work. You really got out of your comfort zone and just didn't look at what's convenient. You knew what you wanted. You were clear, crystal clear on your direction and your journey. So
Yeah.
that's really great. That's a good point. All right, back to the audience. If you have any questions, we see quite a few coming that came in, or personal experiences you want to share regarding today's topic, please just feel free to put into the comment section below. Yeah. Um, One Shu, I know you spoke about my Mahir just now,
Mm.
but I also know of another tool called Strong Assessment to check on your career. Besides those, what tools, frameworks, or even simple daily habits can help professionals stay on track with their career goals?
Okay,
Are there any?
another one maybe people can try is that set your objective and the key results that you want to achieve on quarterly. Because to me that everyone have to go on their own pace and capacity. So maybe if, let's say, you want to become more skilled in data analytic, for example. So what can take you there? Maybe you have to complete a course on, data analytic, and then maybe you can share your story on LinkedIn about your experience, and also maybe you can set up like a mini project in your company to do it. So basically it's about like testing it on ground. So the most important, you must set an objective and what is actually the result you expected to have, and do that check in at least minimum on quarterly basis. you know
Mm.
so it depends on the career, depends on profession. So you need to actually adjust it accordingly, but just doing nothing is not the options, to me, if you're talking
Yes,
about
correct.
career. Yeah.
You're right. You're right. Agree, agree, agree. I like that very much. So since we are talking on this careerpreneurship
Mm.
topic, when you start to plan your career, I'm sure you will tend to get a temptation to move out. You may get temptation to get you may get new jobs and things like that. No? Any tips of how an employee can evaluate job offers or new roles, especially when they are unsure whether would that fit them right now or not? Any tips from your experience?
Okay, from my experience, because as I mentioned just now, I want to
Mm.
become the CHRO. All right, at that time, I want to become CHRO, and I put in my own diary that by age 30, I should become a CHRO. And it happened. Just I'm lucky it happened. All right, so but you must have that long term vision that actually drive you and make you wake up every day and continue to be energized. So you must have that. Where is your journey? Because if you want to become a CEO, for example, you know that as a CEO you may need to also have some financial literacy. So you
Yeah.
cannot be like, I don't know about profit and loss. I don't know about yield and all these things. Suddenly you want to move to become a CEO. Maybe you will not be there. So basically, like, you understand about your long-term vision, and you grow professionally and how personally, over there you have to ask yourself, and then what is the learning curve and the culture that you like. We have, that's why I say, in order for you to perform, the environment, the ecosystem must be something that will help you as well. So you decide what you want. So I actually use that career fit scorecard. You have the career fit scorecard where you can do that kind of scoring in terms of what you like and how that company match with that. All right. So now I say to you, more and more, I look at especially the Gen Z or millennial, I can see that they're focused to join organization when they have a sustainability policy or the DEI, ESG. No, people are moving towards that. So people want to be associated with a company that really take care of environment, for example. So these are more and more you can see, coming in now. So the career fit scorecard, I would say that's something we can use to match between what you think is important to you and how is that company really match to that, because we do not want to join a company that is a mismatch in terms of the culture, in terms of the values and all these things. Then you will stay for a while and then you start to look for another job. I hope
Mm.
I answered the question. Yeah.
Yeah, very good. I like the career fit scorecard.
Yeah.
Yeah, and on the mismatch too. That's amazing. Okay,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
that's a really good tool that many can use. All right. Point shoot. In startup, right?
Mm.
There is testing and failing, and as part of the process. How should professionals view failure or rejections in the context of their careerpreneurship?
Okay. To me, failure is actually a feedback. It is a data that you collected. You fail, then you have abundant of collection that why it failed. Same goes to company. When they fail to launch a product, when they fail to to market their product, it's abundant of data that you have to analyze. Same goes to us. If you are not, so every rejection is helping us to refine our direction. The message, your skill, like startup. If they fail fast, they learn faster.
Hmm.
Then they will become. And those, you can see there's a lot of company out there, especially the Malaysian, I mean, company, where they are now. You can see that maybe 20 years ago, like maybe 30 years ago, they start at totally different, and how they actually progress. It's all about, like, you need to understand. So reframe your failure like, what did I learn from that failure? What how what can I try differently, and what is the hidden opportunity in that. So don't take failure as a negative thing. Take it like failure is actually a feedback, a data for you to analyze, to ensure that how can I move forward, and mitigate, navigate better. So that will be my answer.
Mm, okay. We still have 2 minutes. Maybe we can do another question. How
Yes.
can someone identify which skills are worth investing in to stay competitive in career market?
Okay.
There's so many things to learn
Um,
out there. So how do I identify
yeah.
the
Even though, like interestingly, even though that I'm currently like moving to my retirement age soon, okay, but I keep on scrolling LinkedIn and I look at the job posting. And one way is just like you look at the job requirement. What actually keep
yeah,
on repeating? What continue? Every job posting, they keep on having that. What skill are recurring? They keep on asking. Then that is actually in now. So to me, that's why I have to be a bit rajin lah, have to be, like go through, like the LinkedIn and look, because there's a lot of company posts in LinkedIn, and I always read the requirement. And another thing is that we can follow the industry leader, what they are talking about. There's so many, I would say, CEO or board or members that post in the LinkedIn as well. You can read their posting and understand what is actually important, because the post by the CEO or the board members, like in a way that translate the company that they're working, what values they are looking for. So this is how you get, I would say, market data without need to pay anything, like, but you have to, I would say, follow certain company that you love to join and look at the posting. I always follow either Facebook or maybe Instagram or LinkedIn. You look at the posting of the people working there as well as the company itself. You will have some idea about what is important to this organization. If I want to join them, what it takes for me, what do I need to have in order for me to qualify? So that is actually, things that you have to invest in yourself to be competitive, because there are too many job applications. So how you will be outstanding, or how can you be in the spotlight? Yeah.
correct.
Mm,
Agreed.
that's really good tips for the people who joined today. Well,
Yeah,
I
so
think,
much, so much to learn. My God, wonderful. I like this
yeah.
very much.
And Puan Shu says she's towards retirement and she still goes through LinkedIn and still absorbs the kind of LinkedIn posts that people put up. What is the requirement for each company? I think that is amazing now, Puan Shu. Well, you
Just
know what?
stay alert.
Yeah, stay alert.
Yeah.
Well, we're approaching the end of our session for the day. It's 2 o'clock. It doesn't feel like 1 hour is over, isn't it? It's like
Yeah.
so fast.
Mm,
So we'd like to really thank you, Puanshu, for such an insightful session today, and
Yeah.
most
Most
of all, to be with us on this serious discussion with us today.
yeah.
Right?
And yeah, before we end, are there any ways where the audience are able to reach out to you? Should they have any further questions, or would they want to connect more with you?
Oh, LinkedIn.
Ooh.
Okay,
LinkedIn.
good.
Yeah, but I have to type my full name. Yeah,
Okay, I think my team has put it up in the ticker below. So
yeah,
make sure
Nice.
you connect to Puan Shu. And
yeah,
you know what? That's a wrap up for today's HR
yeah,
TV. Thank you for joining us. And we hope you've picked up, I'm sure, not we hope, but I'm sure you've picked up
Sure.
so much of valuable insights on how to own your own career like a star, as like the startup. Remember, own your career. Even if you're in your own job, you own that. So make it like your own startup. Remember, your growth is in your hands, so take charge and make it happen. Before we go, I'd like to wish all our Malaysian viewers a very happy Independence Day. We are coming very near to birthday, Merdeka, 31st
Happy
August.
National Day.
Yeah. And let's continue to build a stronger, united, and thriving Malaysia today. We'll see you on our next episode. Till then,
Yeah.
bye.
Yeah, have a great
Bye.
day, everyone.
Great day.